Dear students, we are in the eighth part of the topic sensory regulation therapy. Now, the power senses. Among the power senses, the proprioceptive system. The proprioceptive system is the sense of the proprioceptive sense is mainly used for as a data to for motor planning. So that is basically we can say as a awareness of the body in time and space without constant visual monitoring. So without visually seeing anything, to be aware of the body in time and space is what we call as proprioception. Dysfunction of proprioceptive system. Clumsiness, a tendency to fall. Clumsiness is a tendency to fall. Disorganized materials and thoughts. So it will lead to disorganized materials and thoughts. Lack of awareness of so here a lack of awareness of the body position and odd posture will maybe the resultant problem. Difficulty with small objects, buttons, snaps. So disorganized materials and thought, poor or resistance to handwriting, eats in a sloppy manner, resists new motor movement activities. Activities that provide proprioceptive input are basically joint compression or joint distraction, or what we call as here as extension. Heavy work activities not for all kids. Kids who are capable to do heavy work activities, and in adolescence also. So that cannot be applied without any assessment. Proper assessment is required to prescribe heavy work activities. The larger the joint, the more proprioceptive input. The largest joint is a knee joint. So a knee joint is a major joint we give a proprioceptive input. Examples are heavy work or passive joint compressions, jumping on a trampoline, stacking chairs, weightlifting. So weightlifting you have to be very careful. Other than that, all the two above activities are very common activity you can give for any children for as a heavy work. But stacking the chairs and weightlifting has to do a proper assessment to avoid any contraindications. Bungee cord on the chair, usually not the huge bungee cord, small cords with the bungee effect on chairs and such we use for swinging children's, and usually the cradle, some kind of cradle with more movement. Chewing gums and pretzel hugs. So these things are only when you feel that the child can accept it, because the child should have enough intelligence. Sometimes most of the cases will come also intelligence may be also affected. So in those cases, don't try to avoid this. Fine motor support. Fine motor activity, we already talked about the gross motor. So fine motor supports are hand prep exercise, limit handwriting requirements. So try to solve if the children is with difficulty in writing more, so don't go for asking them to write more. Try to limit the requirement to use other figures, seals, such kind of activities. Alternatives to handwriting can be used as keyboarding. Keyboard can be used software, set of notes, grips, velcro on the shoes. In order, like fine motor activity required to tie the shoelaces, our shoelaces, give velcro on the shoe strap. Alternatives and accommodations, options in Word and PowerPoint. As now itself, what I'm using is PowerPoint. It's a easier technique to express what I want to teach you. So those kind of thing, and it will be easy for them to learn also. Sensory breaks between tough fine motor activities. All will need environmental supports. So organizational support. So nowadays the kids with sensory problem, they can be engaged with a lot of other devices, but the problem is using these devices can have a confined addiction towards these devices. Don't go for that. Use it accordingly, and we for a restricted time only. Visual supports, color coding, timers, watches, written directions, written rules and reminders, all those things very useful, but don't try to use a particular device to do everything. So that, like the smartphones nowadays, so that once the child does not have a smartphone, he or she becomes panicky and shows abnormal behavior, meaning that in confidence comes in, sets in. That means that device has done more harm than the good. Under responders will need clear and noticeable supports. So what others can do is try to keep them on schedule, pace their language, how they use their language, the speed of the speech should be similar phase. use correct concrete language means the words should be concrete and can be the same word. Don't teach different language at used at home. So now the child will go outside and cannot speak a good language. So try to use good language at home. Try to the as a parents to use even at home also they should be using a concrete language rather than different name, giving different name to the child at home. The child will get confused when the child goes to school, and so don't do those kind of things. Use wait time. So enough time, always give 10-second time for any response. In the power sense, in the vestibular system, we did already finished the power proprioceptive. Vestibular, the vestibular system refers to the structures within the inner ear, the semicircular canals. These structures detect movement and changes in the position of the head. Position change of the head will be detected by the system. The brain needs vestibular in order, so inputs in order to function. A very very important need. Vestibular input provides the strongest sensation pleasure during our childhood. Without a, why the child likes to go to a park is because the vestibular system gives lot of pleasure to the brain. Movement can change an individual's attention, arousal, and alertness in the shortest period of time. The effect of vestibular input can last longer than in any other input. That's why when you read for a long duration, then suddenly you like to stand up and stretch your hand and then move your head and go in some place and do some few stretches, and then you come back, you feel more rejuvenated. So this kind of everything is related to proprioceptive sense as well as the vestibular sense. These senses, even though you are using visual sense and auditory sense for intellectual capability, but these sense provide the good proper body response of the body, what we call as behavior, motor behavior. Hypersensitive, active, avoider, and overwhelmed. In these cases, vestibular, fearful reactions to ordinary movement, afraid of movement, apprehensive walking or crawling or uneven. They are very very careful during walking in a uneven surface, or walking on a standing on a boat, or like unstable surface like a wobbling board or a balance board. Seem fearful in open space, appear clumsy. Clumsy means falling here and there. Want their feet on the ground. If they cannot stand on one feet, or they always need good ground support. But that is what talking about base of support. These folks need gentle experiences and support as they become more comfortable. If they are hypersensitive, mean under responses and seekers, seekers actively seek and demonstrate a need of intense movement. They will always come, and the child will come and tell you, ah, uncle, come on, lift me, rotate me, spin me, throw me to the bed. Like they will ask to throw me up on the in the air, because they like, seekers are, they love adventure. They love movement. They love aggressive movement also. We will be afraid that how the child is enjoying. May include visual stimulation also. Be aware. Seeker can become overexcited, needs monitoring. So, does it mean that you have to know? Don't do that. Try to bring down the sensitivity, increase the sensitivity, so that they should respond normal to any kind of threat. Even abnormal movement is a threat, so that should be addressed. Under responder may need gentle encouragement to engage in movement activities. Activities that provide vestibular input, seeker bar avoider, are overwhelmed. Both, the three conditions: linear, calm, slow, controlled movement to gain attention. In case of a seeker, seeker will like movement in different so that a bit of adventure comes in. So don't do that. In a linear movement, in a straight line movement, and calm and slow, controlled movement to gain attention. Under responder, unpredictable, multidirectional spinning if individual requests to alert and orient someone who is under responsive. Be very cautious. Imposing vestibular movement can be very frightening. So what are the selected strategy for vestibular? Swinging, rocking chair like this, chair which is rocking, moving. Sit and spin in a dizzy disc, like a disc, like a wobble board. Therapy balls as a chair. Instead of using a chair, give therapy ball, so that they will have a good body sense and all, good upright posture of the back. Movable cushions or deflated beach balls as a chair cushions. Earlier we have seen that picture where the child is alone in the isolated room. Those are deflated beach balls which acts as a cushion, or like a mattress for them. The other selected strategies can be delivering massages or packages or any job that requires walking, moving, bending extra, running track or possible a treadmill, movement breaks placed proactively in the day. How can a therapist help my child? This is a usual question. So the school-based therapist, the three areas where the therapist can work is one is school-based area, next is a clinic-based area, and the third is in research. So according to the research only, we understand that what kind of treatment is benefiting the children. Clinical basis, what we do normally in the clinic, how we treat the children. So in clinical based therapists obtain observations of participation in school and so observe everything regarding what is happening in the school and get a good idea of that from the educator and the parent or the caregiver. Parent may be the care or maybe the caregiver. Collaborate with school therapists and school team. The school-based therapist, wherever it is possible, has a major role to play because the child will most of the time of the day will be in the school. Part of a full evaluation or pre-referral tool, assist with program planning, educate staff and personal collaboration between school and clinic. How can we help optimize the learning experience? By knowing what type of strategies for activities to do with your child that will help the body organize and interpret, express sensory information to the brain. Activities of tactile sense. Which are the activities which you can give? Shaving cream, unscented. If you give a put shaving cream or not for shaving. It is that the child will feel the sense of the cream on the face. Those kind of thing. You can apply, sandal. You can apply turmeric. Different texture things with the face you can apply. And you can even apply, things which dry or apply powder. Those kind of give different sensation to the activity. For tactile. Play dough, Tara putty, like putty, they can change into different shape. Texture of the food, finger painting, hair gel on the hair when we apply, and the child, how the child will feel, and then with the finger he can touch and feel it. So tactile roads can be used. Tactile roads means in the like in the park, they have how to from move from one area and marked area to another. Playing dress up, dressing up another doll and all. They this kind of things activities are very good for tactile, hypersensitivity and hyposensitivity. Ball pitch. The ball should move and like a playing golf. It should go into a pit, one pit to another. Like blanket wrapping is very essential. I have already most of my students, the final year students, they know what we do in the clinic. To wrapping with the blanket or a towel, a large towel. Pressure vests, if at all available. Gentle but firm massage. Vibrating toys are very good to increasing the tactile vibratory sense. Activities in the vestibular sense: swings, scooter boards, wagon rides, self-propelling toy cars, slides, obstacle courses, monkey bars, trampoline, rolling on a mat. Activities for proprioceptive sense other than crash pads, weighted garments, crawling, can crawl through tunnel, that is like on the maze activity, or over the pillow, bean bags or a pillow. Pressure garments, heavy work, maybe all these things already we have discussed it. Running, climbing, all these are higher gross motor function. Wall push-ups, then scooter board, therapy ball, jumping on the already I have discussed. Wheelbarrow walks. Activities of auditory sense: soft music, soft voice, white noise. White noise means noise which has been controlled, and it is even though it's a noise, it's not very intolerable. Quiet room, very essential is quiet room. Without quiet room you cannot, you know because in this therapy environment, controlling the environment is a therapy. So quiet room or quiet lab is very essential. Then only you know what sensation you are giving, and then only you can analyze what type of and your own treatment is effective. Upbeat music, slowly starting and then increasing the sound. Upbeat music. Loud voice if required. This is opposite of this. For this is for hypersensitive children's. All this soft. This upbeat music, loud voice is for under responser. You under responser will start with the loud voice and then come to the normal voice. We'll start with loud voice, then come to the classical music. All those things. Activities of visual sense: soft colors, solid backgrounds, dim lights, desk lamp, uncluttered area, flashlight tag, visual schedules. The opposite here, bright colors are for under responses, bright lights. Soft colors for hypersensitive kids. Thank you, students. I hope you understood. Any queries, please contact me.